Welcome guys, hey guys, to part 4 of the weaponry guide, this time with the king of all weapons, Spear. It's gonna be a bit shorter this time as there are only 4 weapons to cover, but in comparison to Blade, we have better options. Furthermore, I also tuned down the background music a bit more, since in the Blade episode it was a touch too loud for my liking. But to just give the TLDR origin. Otherwise, we go by our basic protocol, which is look at which weapons have 600, 60 and 300 attack, and if you just quickly go through all of them, it's purely origin. Then we can look at what other amazing modifiers there are, and the answer is Dragon Courage has a modifier which is 2 up to 5% damage per 50 spirit, so this can be a total of 25% damage, and Origin has the exact same effect. Now, a really cool trick you can do for Spirit is you have both the Path of Loyalty and the Burning Spirit trait. So if we simply head to character creation, we can go and pick Path of Loyalty, which is start with an initial spirit of 100, and then somewhere down here there's Burning Spirit, which is if you gain spirit, gain 50% more. This results in you starting the combat with 150 spirit. Now, one thing to note is both of these traits are obtainable in-game, so you do not need to start with them. I'm just doing it to show it to you. And by starting with 150 spirit, this obviously means this is immediately 15% additional damage, and that's pretty decent. If you compare it with Blade, it's more than good. In fact, 9 Yang, which is the fist weapon, also had the same modifier, so we are doing the same trick in terms of spirit, and this allows you to make it min-max or make the most of this weapon. As for the other weapons, sadly Slipstream Spear does not have any amazing modifiers on it. Furthermore, it's only 600 base attack with an additional 200. There is the synergy on the Slipstream Spear manual, which causes 15 bleeding, minus 50 spirit, and piercing of enemy armor and attributes. The thing though about the piercing is if you have the Way of Nature trait, which is obtainable in-game, you do not have to pick it, you will pierce enemy armor regardless. So this additional benefit from using the Slipstream Spear is not that essential. It merely inflicts 15 bleeding and minus 50 spirit. And minus 50 spirit is non-essential, same with bleeding. So sadly, Slipstream Spear does not have a good place in the game. It's an easy item to obtain, as you simply need to head to the Supreme Court when the event starts and, well, not be part of the Yan army, but it's not that incredible. Heaven Halberd has some additional benefits with the 25% increased damage. Furthermore, it can be bought during the legendary auction, so if you're looking for an early game weapon to carry you through up until the late game portion, this is your perfect pick. It even has some seals which can help on lower difficulties and partially replace the Peer Blossom in the Peer Blossom strategy. As for Dragon Courage, in my opinion, it's simply a worse Heaven Halberd and Origin. At most it would deal the same amount of damage as the Heaven Halberd, just some internal injury instead of more sealed. And then obviously we come to the cherry on top, the la creme de la creme, Origin. Relatively easy to obtain the recipe for in all runs. So what you could do is obtain the recipe in your first run and then craft it during your second run, which just so happened to be using spears, and then head also has some additional nice benefits with the -G, although not essential. If you have played the main story of the game, you will know that at some point the Buddha Temple event starts, and this is exactly when you can get the origin blueprint. You just need to head up to the top floor. Okay, so here we are on the top floor. In my case the door is even locked, but just interacting with it opens it, and you can see this scrap paper on the ground, which is exactly the origin blueprint. Crafting the origin is very simple, as it does not require the legendary water. Instead, you can easily farm your back mountain for these materials, Damascus steel, dark wood, very simple, like cold iron or black steel, whatever you want to call it. So origin is a must pick option if you have done a previous run. And remember, you can always access the Buddha temple once you have unlocked it, so you can simply go to your old save file, get the blueprint, and then transfer it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the weaponry guide with Spear, the king of all weapons. Hope you tune in next time as well with Staff. See ya!